Hello and welcome to Track Marks. I'm Boris.
And I'm Boone.
Yeah.
And the big news this week is Cal Crutchlow, who's finally come to his senses and left Ducati's custard bowl of rubbish. He will ride for CWM LCR Honda next year, lubricated by Iannoni's tears as he takes Cal's place at Ducati Corsa.
This is great. Two Andreas in the one garage, a world first. Now Dovizioso will have a fellow Italian as his teammate so that everyone in the Ducati pit can understand the swearing and threats of violence. Are you sure you want to do this, Andrea? Really?
There's also been lots of media wank over Jack Miller in the last week. Will he go straight to MotoGP in 2015? If so, it'll be a world first, as no one has ever leapfrogged Moto2 from Moto3 and gone straight to MotoGP.
I hope so, because he'll be able to hone his crappy Italian accent even more then.
The inside news on Jack Miller is this. There is no news! We understand that there are offers from a GP team and some talk about Jack's apparent contractual obligations with the Mark VDS Moto2 team, which Jack denies. But that's all anyone really knows at this time.
There is also some love being pushed Jack's way from the Paginas Amirilas HP40 Pons team that Maverick Vinales is leaving to move up to MotoGP. And I hear he might even replace Lorenzo at Yamaha. Either way, if he does go to MotoGP, it will be interesting to see how Jack goes from riding a bike that has a combined rider bike weight of 146 kilos and around 50 horsepower to a MotoGP bike that has a minimum weight of 160 kgs and over 240 horsepower.
He'll go fast. Like a rocket with a rocket up its ass.
But for how many laps, Boo? That's the question. Another question is, how do we manage only third in the Speedway World Cup? The answer is by being less shit than England, who came fourth. We don't care who came first or second, because it wasn't us.
In local racing, the frozen hellhole of Winton in the Siberian tundra hosted Swan Australian Superbike Championship.
Dunlop Tyres issued a warning to all racers about what happens to their tyres when temperatures drop below bullshit cold. Apparently, all the special polymers shit themselves and the tyres suffer from glass fracture. They were to avoid subjecting their tyres to sudden bumps or shocks and not to throw them on the ground.
At Winton. During a race.
Yup. Undeterred by racing in a frozen pie tin, Wayne Maxwell brought all his chocolates over the weekend, claiming a win and 2 second places to increase his lead at the top of the standings.
The mighty Troy Herferferfras had 2 brilliant wins but crashed in race 2 and only managed an outright third. Race 1 saw Troy pip Wayne. Race 2 was all Wayne after Troy binned it. In race 3, Troy smashed past Wayne in the last corner for the win with Josh Hook in third.
In Supersport, with Falzone's departure from the series, it was all Aaron Morris with 2 wins and a second take out the round. Aidan Wagner was second, Callum Springs third, and Justin Di Giandomenico, best name ever, fourth. Everyone was really happy with their efforts and everyone thanked their sponsors and their teams. No one punched anyone in the face or had a tanty or anything. More's the pity. If this was in Spain, there would have been cage fighting between races. Now there's an idea. Make it happen, Terry O'Neill. You know it makes sense. And now in dirt.
In the Monster Energy Motocross Finals, Moto Suzuki's Matt, coming through bitches, Moss, ran a first-second result for the round, pushing himself 40 points clear with only 5 rounds left this year. The Enduro World Championship of Italy saw Christophe Bolton and Pella Renayet crowned Enduro 1 and Enduro 2 World Champions, all blood-free. But there were bathtubs of blood in the Enduro 3 category, courtesy of Aussie KTM rider Matt Phillips, who sliced his foot open on some iron, which was probably placed there by jealous wog bastards. Matt had this to say.
I had a nice, really smooth, near-perfect first special test and finished just over a second behind Cervantes. But in the second special on this uphill, I hit what I think was a piece of iron attached and smashed my left foot. I could see blood coming out of the hole in my boot, and I wanted to tape up, continue on and finish the cross stage, but an ambulance was waiting, and now I could see bone and flesh sticking out of my left boot. So I called it a day. Not a good day.
Phillips was rushed to the local hospital, where doctors wired up several fractures and some hot nurses gave him a butte sponge bath and shaved his balls.
I hate it when they do that, the ball shaving. I like it, but I hate it.
Don't be a hater, Boone. We love it when you feed us hot news, tips, gossip and videos, so we don't have to steal.
Feed it into the email address on your screen. Don't be a bitch!